Hello and welcome to our red paperclip project. My name is Jess.
My name's Murphy.
Hi everyone, and I am Jill.
For this project, we started with a single red paperclip and a dream. A dream to see how high we could reach and where the negotiating journey would take us. One that tested our skills, strategies, and perseverance. Welcome. Here's our snapshot to our red paperclip project. Starting with a single red paperclip, we're able to finalize our items for a TV, a computer monitor, a lamp, and $60 worth of gift cards.
Reflecting on our strategy, our reservation value and aspiration value were way over the top, as you can see, with our RV with $500 and our AV with $10,000. So we actually had to reevaluate those towards the end of the project. However, we set those values so high because we wanted them to keep us motivated throughout the project to always search for something better, which was actually our BOTNA. So in case we did not find something if we thought at that moment the item was not good enough or did have a lower value than our item, we said that we always wanted to keep searching for a new one. Possible trading partners we thought of were friends, Northeastern students, and Bostonians, as they are very closely located to us. And Jess is going to touch base on the marketing and the channels we used.
Communication channels that we found worked really well for this project included Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace to list our products to reach Bostonians, or flyers and social media to reach our friends and other Northeastern students. So we utilize platforms like Slack and Snapchat as well to reach our friends. And our first trade was from the paperclip to a succulent. So this trade was with my roommate. She got the succulent for free, so she wasn't too attached to it. She also wasn't taking the greatest care of it. And when I asked her if she wanted to trade for the paperclip, she was hesitant at first, but based on our pre-existing relationship, she obliged. And this was really great for value creation, very nice to make the first trade, and we learned that it's important to have a very strong network.
So for the second trade, we took quite a while to finalize it. We traded the succulent at the end to a water kettle, which was a good trade because we created lots of value of $25 actually. But yeah, we had difficulties at the beginning, and for that I was taking the succulent to my house and showing it to my roommate actually in person, because I knew that she is trying to refurnish her room, and I thought it would be good if a good decoration that she could use in her room. And I also knew that she has lots of like kitchen appliances, so I thought it would be a good trade with her, since the kitchen appliances are not getting used, are only laying around in the basement and she has no usage for them. So that's how I did this trade at the end with her. And I think what we did great here was generally like that we created value. Still, we need to improvements are that we make the trades quicker. Strategies that we use is leveraging our relationships again, and the lessons learned are actually that a face-to-face negotiation is much more valuable, and showing the physical item also has a lot more power than actually only showing a photo.
So moving on into our third trade, we were feeling re-energized having exchanged a succulent, and we wanted to take our appliance to the next level. So I went out to dinner with a few friends one night, October 1st. I announced that I was looking to trade. My friend Peter offered that he had an electronic blender that was in his basement that he didn't need. Unfortunately, he broke the blender when he was trying to see if it worked before he gave it to me. Luckily, he had a few more items that were unopened that he didn't mind getting rid of. One of them was a Renpho scale with about a $30 market value. What we did great here was we understood the other party's need because he did not have a tea kettle for his apartment in Boston. Second thing we did great was we rebounded from a failure. We sought a new opportunity because our relationship with him was so strong. And then lessons we could have learned was don't ask for too much, even though he had a few items, it can discourage the other party from the negotiation.
So our fourth trade, I actually did it with a friend during a dinner. at our house, we were discussing or talking about weight restrictions at airports for luggages, and my friend, she was complaining that it's always such a hassle to get the right weight of her luggage. And then she was asking me like how I'm doing it, and I was just like, oh, I'm just using a scale at home, so I know it before I go to the airport. And she did not have a scale, but actually we had one with our project at that moment. So I was like, okay, I can offer her the scale. And she thought it was a cool idea. She offered me directly money, but I told her that we need a real item. And then she offered me a brand new unused grill and charcoal, which was really cool because at a value of $30. However, we thought that due to the season, it might be difficult to trade again. So I went into the negotiation with her again and asked her that we need something else. We need more value. And she actually thought and said that she has some other things like clothes that she could offer us. And since those were girls' clothes and very trendy clothes, I agreed with her to take this trade, since our target group are lots of young girls as well. And so we finalized this trade. So what we did great, I really understood, or we understood the trade partner's interests of the scale. We also did not give up after the first offer was set. Strategies and concepts that we used were haggling and Pareto improvements. And the improvement for the next time would be defining the target group even a little bit better when making trades, because this was a little bit random with the scale. We had lots of luck there. And lessons learned is that I think it's like, yeah, very hands-on. People have lots of things in their household that do not have a current value for them. And we leverage that, or can leverage that.
So for our final trade, we had to trade both the grill and the clothing. I know a lot of people my age who are applying for co-op, or also my business fraternity, who have a need for more formal business wear. So going off of the lesson we learned from the last trade, we had a more defined target market for this one. And a bunch of my friends came over, tried the clothes on, and traded for gift cards. And Murphy posted some posters around campus for the grill, trying to contact our target market for this one was probably men or people who have a house, not an apartment. So we utilized some communication channels like those posters, Facebook Marketplace, and Slack. And we were really happy with our final trade. We traded to the gift cards for the clothing and for a TV, monitor, and lamp for the grill. We had a few fumbles with trying to trade the grill. We at one point had an offer for a pasta machine. And even though that fell through, we kind of learned that it's better to hold out for something of more value than to make just the first offer someone is giving you.
Overall, we have 6 lessons learned of this project. And the first one is make quicker trades at the beginning, because we lost lots of time at the beginning. And normally smaller items with less monetary value have more use cases, for example, the paper clips, than bigger ones, for example, the grill. And for that reason, we should have done the first ones faster, since we need more time with the bigger ones.
So the second lesson we learned is that people are not always reliable. There are a few times where people flaked, backed out of the deal. One example is Norik and I went into Curry to essentially cold call people into trading for a succulent. We had one nice person offer used textbooks they didn't have a need for anymore. Later that night, when we were expected to trade, she stopped responding and the trade was a no-go.
Yep, so going off of Murphy's point, we realized the importance of building up a relationship and trust if you're trading with someone that you don't know, to give them an incentive to follow through on their word and not flake on the deal.
The fourth lesson we learned was we have to be careful for damaged goods shipping and handling. As I previously mentioned, we had an electronic blender broken, to no fault of no one, it's just something we have to move on.
Our fifth lesson is that having a good network matters a lot. Good relationships are very important to make very good trades, and the better they are, the better, your trades are.
And lastly, which is super important for the value creation aspect of this project, is that we had to learn that value and taste are both subjective. A lot of the things we were trading were things that people had lying around that they didn't have a use for, that someone else could highly value, as well as with some of the clothing. I was looking through it. I was like, we're not going to get a lot of money for this, but then my friends came and really liked some of the things. So you shouldn't let your own opinions devalue the item you're trading with.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
You had a great project.